It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us.
Hello folks, and welcome back to my channel. So as many of you may know, I recently graduated from college, so that means that I moved out of my dorm, I moved out of my college housing, and onto bigger and better things. And with that comes new roommates. You guys have never met my new roommate before. You might have seen him around, but there has never been an official introduction. Without further ado, YouTube, meet my roommate. Woo! There he is, folks.
Hi.
There he is. Yes, this is in fact my father. You know, money's a little on the tight side, so I am back living home with my parents.
We've been roommates for 21 years.
You gotta make the buck stretch. Well, I curl my father's hair.
You did not?
I'm going to.
You're going to now?
Yeah, I'm going. As I
Oh.
curl my father's hair, I'm gonna be asking him some questions.
I'd like to
Viewer
add
discretion
that you
advised.
wanted to shave my head today. I dyed my hair.
Okay.
Normally it's blonde, but I want to look smart.
He's trying to be a silver
I might
fox.
just let
I do have this curling iron attached to an extension cord, so hopefully there's not a power outage in the house.
Well, first, before you get started, how long are you going to live here?
Father,
What?
is your middle name?
Richard.
Dick? We call him Tom Dick Thompson. If you had to describe your childhood in one word, what would it be?
Fleeting.
Why?
Fleeting. It went by way too fast.
I was gonna say for you traumatic. Okay, so Father, would you say you had a good childhood?
It got me to where I'm at now. It was good.
What was your first ever job?
My first job is way back in the day when people could return pop bottles to the store. And we collected them in the neighborhood for 3 cents a piece.
It kind of goes without saying, but he's ancient, so he's been
I'm
around a long
older
time.
than dirt.
What else do you say about your socioeconomic level as a child?
We're so poor, I didn't even have a dad.
Oh my God, Father, that's so messed up.
Yeah, I know, it was
It's
bad.
true,
It was
though.
bad.
It's true.
It was bad. We couldn't afford one.
At what age were you most attractive?
Haven't gotten there yet.
Oh God! So you have a very odd-shaped head. What is the first country you've ever visited?
Mexico.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you think that manifested to have a Spanish-speaking daughter? Biggest regrets of your 20s?
The first person I married.
Oh God!
If I'm president, this is for your viewers.
Uh-huh.
When I become president, I'm going to make it a law that no male will be allowed to get married until they're 30.
Why?
Because they're too immature. And women mature faster. They can get married at 25. If you get married before you're 30, you're asking for trouble.
Scariest moment of your life? I think I know this one. Can I say it?
No.
No, can I say it and see if it's what you're saying?
No, let me answer the question first. When I went to pick you up from the dorm with a trunk full of clothes and stuff, and you said you're moving home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so the...
Ouch!
Oh! Did I put you here? What did I do?
You burned my ears.
Oh my God, no.
How's your liability
I'm
insurance?
so sorry, non-existent.
What were you going to say was
Okay,
the
the scariest moment of your life was
Yeah.
when you were kayaking in Australia. He put the helmet between his knees and then he tipped and he couldn't get back over, so he almost drowned.
I was in India on a beach by myself, and a man came up to me with a rifle, and I thought I was going to be shot. And I was feeding the dog, and the guy raised the gun, and I thought it was over, and he shot the dog. I went back to my hotel, and I was told that the guy was from the government shooting dogs with rabies.
What are your thoughts on the Iraq War?
You mean the second greatest foreign policy boondoggle in the history of our country?
Yeah, that one.
It was unnecessary. It's sort of like when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. If Roosevelt had gone in and attacked Mexico, that's as much sense as it
Oh my gosh.
That's what it meant. Yeah. And because of that, about 5 million people have become refugees. Probably about 1 million people have been killed, and also ISIS and Al Qaeda kind of got momentum and will be around for 20 or 30 years thanks to George W. Bush.
And what would you say to George W. Bush about this decision?
Well, it doesn't mean anything because I don't have any say in it.
And he doesn't either anymore. Worst president besides Trump?
The word is Grover Cleveland.
Who the heck is that?
No, actually, the worst president other than Trump.
Nixon?
You know what? It's sad today. There are times I actually long for Richard Nixon. He was a crook and he was whatever, but he did some good things.
Who's the best president in U.S. history besides Trump?
The best president, obviously, I think, is my man Abraham Lincoln.
Why?
Well, he saved the country from becoming two.
Best career moment.
I was a probation officer, and I was on 48 Hours once on national TV, and I went and caught a bad guy. And a tape of it, you can watch it sometime.
I don't really want to.
I worked in that field for 40 years.
Proudest moment as a father.
Having you cut my hair on national television.
What?
Having you curl my hair.
No, father.
Oh, promise? As a father?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
There aren't too many.
I had 3 proud moments, and that's when each one of my 3 children were born.
So nothing substantial besides us being squirted out?
No, there. What? What squirted out?
Us. Of Mom.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else.
No. You, father. Next country you want to visit?
Bhutan. Otherwise, I'm going to Africa in October.
Another plug for father. He's traveled around the world. How many times?
3.
3 times. How many countries roughly?
I don't know.
I would say
Not enough.
I would say at least 40. And he's also lived in Australia for 3 years. The poorest you've ever been, and a memory associated with that.
As a child,
Yes.
we're very poor. Like I said, we didn't have a dad. My brother and I, we had a lot of poor stories. My brother and I used to fight over milk cartons because we had holes in our shoes, and the first person to get a milk carton got to cut it up and put it in the bottom of their shoe.
One thing on your bucket list.
I want to swim in Lake Baikal
Where is that?
in Siberia, in Russia.
Really?
Or also, yeah, you can take the Trans-Siberian Railway across Siberia.
Have you been to Russia before?
No, but you can take the Trans-Siberian Railway, folks.
Oh my gosh, it looks like you have
Go
a
to the
perm.
website.
Not
and,
until after
It's
quarantine.
a 5,000-mile train ride. It takes 3 weeks.
Favorite food?
Brussels sprouts.
Nuh-uh. Father gave up sugar for Lent, and now he thinks he's like some health king.
Yeah, I'm starting to eat green food now.
I know, it's weird.
It would have to be chocolate.
Just in any shape or form.
Well, during Lent, when I was off sugar, I craved chocolate soap pie.
Ew. That's probably one of my least favorite foods.
But now that I'm eating again, it doesn't do much for me.
Least favorite food?
Pickles. You stashed
What?
some on me on some potato
I
chips,
know.
pickle flavored. That was disgusting.
And he threw up in the
It
sink.
was disgusting.
Best day of your life?
Oh gosh,
Hasn't happened yet. Well, hopefully it hasn't happened yet.
it hasn't happened yet.
Biggest accomplishment besides having children?
I think having a successful career for 40 years in corrections and having a lot of successes, and most importantly, keeping fresh and not getting fried out like a lot of people in law enforcement do.
If you love what you do, you'll never work a
That's
day
right.
in your life.
That's right. I never worked a day in my life. I enjoyed it.
If you had to live in any state outside of Minnesota, where would it be? And don't say Wisconsin.
No, I think Oregon.
Really?
Yeah, close to the ocean, the mountains.
Are you a hippie at heart? You did protest the
No.
Vietnam War, didn't you?
Sure. No, I think Oregon, and I heard good things about New Mexico.
Oh, I want to go to New Mexico so bad.
Santa Fe is an artist town, and I'm an artist now, so.
Yeah, Father's a really good artist.
So, but I've got too many ties here.
Well, yeah.
I'm not ready to move.
Least favorite country you visited?
I think I've enjoyed every country.
But, like,
Uh,
which one wouldn't you go back to?
Well, because of the location, I asked Luke the other day, I like going to tropical islands, Fiji and Cook Islands. Anyway, no, they're beautiful places, but because of the location and time and all that.
Oh my gosh, you look so bad.
You can diet, you can...
It looks like you got electrocuted. Hey, last question. Which kid was the most difficult to raise? Can you lick this?
No, they've all been easy as hell. Never had to discipline any of them, except for you. No, the only problems I had with my kids is my youngest daughter who totaled out my Forerunner twice.
Oh yeah, it was twice.
twice.
So folks, my fingers are numb. It's a little chilly out here, but do you
How's my hair look?
look, come look at it in the viewfinder. Oh my god.
Oh my god. It turned white.
It blends into the sky. All right, folks, thank you for watching, and until next time.
Mippy 5.
No. No! Mom! Where are you?
Got it?
She's downstairs. Hi, Ma.
I'm going to be on television.
The president is coming. Oh my! It looks like back to the 80s when the afro was. That's exactly how one time Joni had George get a perm, and this is exactly how he looked. And then she just laughed so hard, and then he had to go get it all cut off.
Father-ish.
Whoa.
You don't really have a bald spot anymore.
I know, so maybe he should get a perm.